Hey, it's me again. Already pretty late video coming out here for the second video, but I got sick somehow in the summer. I got sick, and already, of course, the second I try to get right back into things, I immediately get sick. So uh, I'm gonna get right down to brass tacks here. If you saw in those music collection videos, I am going to attempt a rebrand of the channel. Don't know 321 has been my username on pretty much everything for like as long as I've done online stuff. But that name's getting pretty old now, so I want to retire it. And if you've seen on the music collection videos, you may have seen a reinterpret cast to null pointer. That is what I want to rebrand into. It's a name that pretty much nobody has. Maybe a couple people may somewhere. I haven't seen it. But I want to change it to that to give myself a different name, kind of get rid of the numbers that I've got going on. Uh, to me, it's a little more catchy than Don't Know 321, but I kind of want to rebrand it into this new era of videos. I need to do a bunch of touch ups to some of my stuff I have right now. I'm still currently in the process of trying to figure out how I want to do videos. Like the format is more of what I'm talking about. I know I want to do them more of like a journalistic thing where I do some big project and then I break it down as to how it works and what it does. And then I may just give it away to people so you can play with it yourself. Uh, but the big issue is I've officially gotten a job. So a lot of the things I had planned will now be slightly different. I start next week, so that doesn't really give me a whole lot of time to prep my schedule and stuff. So a lot of this stuff may be pretty hectic here. I may get very few videos out now. I may get a lot of really short videos out. I'm honestly not 100% sure how I'm going to do all of this. I am working on trying to create a schedule for stuff, try to get into a rhythm of doing things. But at the moment, I have zero idea when things will get out or when I'll even try to record things. Right now, I'm recording this as kind of a warning video. I'm going to show you one cool project that I've been working on. It is pretty early stages of its infancy, and it's something that I will be actually using in my life. The other thing that you may probably notice in the background is my room looks kind of different. Well, yeah, I'm also trying to re-establish my whole room. The desks I've got in front of me and to the left of me here, well, probably, I think you're right here. They're different from what I used to have, except for this desk that I'm sitting at where my computer is. Those are different. The camera I'm recording from is actually a camera now. It used to actually be my phone. I linked it up to an app that would actually just show the camera here. It would stream it to my computer, and then I could throw it into OBS, which is what I use to record. I'm now no longer doing that. I now have an actual webcam, so I can actually like technically have two videos at once. I've tried it before. It works okay. Uh, I may do two cameras for videos where I try to break down like dual movement. Like in this specific instance, this program uses an Xbox controller, the one that I'm currently programming, which I'll show you in a little bit. But the two camera setup will be for if, say, I need to like show my keyboard or something like that, or show another device while I'm doing stuff. You can also see that at the same time. You can see what I'm doing. Uh, Other things that I'll try to get into will be like the music stuff. I'm still kind of interested into, but it takes so much more time to do and to learn. So that won't be out as often. I may release like a song a month, maybe even less. I don't know what I'm going to do with that there. It's kind of just a thing I do in my free time, kind of an entertainment, honestly. Uh, Other than that, I'm actually going to show you this second computer that I have. That was an accident. I honestly did not mean for it to do that. I think it was this. Yeah, there we go. I did not mean to do that. Hold on. All right. I'm dragging you all the way across here. So this is my second setup. The main monitors, this one, secondary monitors, this one. I haven't really tested to see if this will come out clean, but if I run the program here, this is all on Arch Linux, which is different from my main computer, which honestly, I do not know if I'm going to be able to show cleanly here. But this window that just popped up is for this program. If you could see that. What it does is it catches all of the input that is given to the Linux system, and it transcodes it into movement and stuff. So like this is D-pad controls, the main menu button. I completely forgot that I had that actually linked up to something. The main button, which is this button here, was actually coded to turn off my computer. So hold on a second. I guess it might take a while. I'm trying not to edit this video because I don't want to spend too much time editing this for the sake of getting something out quickly as a re-review. Kind of sucks that I accidentally clicked it and it's not going to open with the stuff that it came in because the mini PC that I just showed you runs off of really like low level, almost nothing on it, Arch Linux operating system. The desktop environment is the open box system, and it's corrupted. I've tried to recreate the corruption that's on this one on so many different computers, and I don't know what the actual issue is because it doesn't make sense why it did what it did. But it'll never reconfigure properly, so none of the shortcuts ever work. A lot of the stuff that's supposed to work with it doesn't work correctly, and the graphics driver setup is like potentially wrong because a lot of videos will come in like old style CPU where like you'll see a line come down the screen of it like trying to refresh pixels, or like the pixels is just slightly off on its however the graphics driver decides to display them. I don't know what the problem is. I actually got it back up, so I'll just bring the camera back over. Okay. And now that I've stretched it out, it's already stretched out. Oops. Desktop 4, please. Where's my mouse? Yeah, this is it. It's slightly fucked. Oh shit, because the controller's not on. I don't have it set to constantly rescan for the controller. So also some of it is slightly bugged, but here's the screen again. This is the same window you saw before with the inputs going through. I'm just not going to press that button this time. So you can see buttons pressed, bumpers, triggers, what is a stick press? Pretty cool. And then all I currently have working on it so far, which in later videos I will not be showcasing it like this. For this video, I will be showcasing it like this because this is all I had time to do because I got a lot of random I'm doing today. But as you can actually see, the joystick here, I'm moving it. Actually, let me see if I could frame it. The joystick here, let me push this onto this monitor because it might be easier to see. Joystick here actually does move the mouse, which is extremely cool to me. And I actually don't know if I have this set up because there's a big chance I don't. I don't. Okay. Another thing that it should be doing, which I believe I just unbound it because I completely changed how the macros work. A and B, or sorry. Oh, wait, what? What? Oh, never mind. That might have been a weird coincidence. But A and B, or sorry, not A and B, A and X. A is supposed to be left click, X is supposed to be right click, but I don't think I have them bound. This all goes through a text file, which is in bindings.txt, and it opened VS Code. Full screened, of course. Is it crashing? No, it's just refusing. Oh, so it is bound. Oh, I clicked the wrong button again. Whatever. This is extremely unprofessional, all over the place video. But all I'm trying to say is I'm working on projects. It's just taking a while. A lot of them are scuffed too. I've got one currently on my Windows PC. If my file explorer would open, it's crashing. Let's hope. Okay, never mind. I've got one on my PC currently that is completely fucked up because I decided to do math in the dumbest way possible. It's a test with my own animation style, like graphics looping with other things, because I don't want to fuck with my OBS, and I don't think I have a scene. Maybe I have a scene set up for this. I do. Okay. Here's the thing. If I run the program, it's going to immediately break. So if you see the circle is moving on the top left here, but then it hits the top, and then it'll start freaking out. The animation playing is a pretty limited animation. You can see this line moving up and down it. It's also playing on this object as well. The issue, I know what the issue with the math is. The issue is that basically, and since I'm here, I'm going to pull up where the fuck is video capture device? Video capture device, re-pull up my webcam, and it what? Okay. This is a weird bug. It might have to do with the other scene having it. I don't know if it knows how to. Okay, so the issue I would have shown you on a piece of paper, but actually, you know what? I'll just switch cameras. Actually, I gotta grab both these pieces of paper because it's a better demonstration. I'm also gonna need to move my camera to point at the table. Okay, so you see the extremely strange motion in the background as I'm fucking around with my setup so that I can show you what's actually going on. But that is not what's supposed to be happening. But it's happening because I decided to be an idiot, first off. And secondly, I decided that I was going to do all of the math for the circle, which I actually do have the equations written down here, along with a little demonstration of how the PNGs are laid out. Kind of hard to see on this camera. But I decided to do the math based off of the positions of the center of the PNGs that I use for the animations, which you can see illustrated in these squares. These actually do line up right on top of each other, but it kind of shows on the camera. But because I'm doing that, and because I am grabbing the numbers of these positions all the time, what I'm doing for this math is for the point of the center, aka where the sun is. Actually, since I do have better control over this, I'm going to create a display capture. No. And nope, not that one, not that one. This one. Okay. I'm going to create a display capture, and I'm putting it in the bottom corner. Okay. So you can see that the sun is the center point, which is P2. And on this sheet, it's this one. I think I'm actually... Oh, no, I'm holding it the right way. And P1 is the blue object, which is now smeared across the screen because I do not empty or I do not clear the active buffer in the window, so the graphics do not get erased. But basically, What's happening is I am taking the position of point 1 every time it is somewhere on the screen, which is actually the center, of a PNG, or a like expected size or position of a PNG. The issue with that is once it hits the top of the screen, like it does down here, right there, it maxes out at 0 on the Y value. Most of the math is based on X, like additive X's, and every single refresh, which I have set to 15 refreshes per second. Now it's actually stuck in an infinite loop in that bottom left, just constantly scanning up. But there are 15 refreshes every single second. I forgot what that comes out to in milliseconds. But every single time it refreshes, it moves an X value of 1 in the positive or negative direction based on you can see that from here, kind of, the quadrant that the coordinates are in. This is all based on the change in X and Y value between the 2 points. And the radius for the circle is based on this equation, which is y equals b plus minus the square root of the radius squared minus, in parentheses, x minus a squared, which gives you a pretty reliable radius. If it weren't for the fact that I'm an idiot and I decided to base all of these measurements and basically rewrite this equation every single time the circle moves. So technically speaking, since how I have this PNG locator set up, it has to be whole real numbers because you can't place something on a non-whole pixel coordinate in the way I'm doing it. So that means, obviously, with the equation that I'm trying to use, I will not always get a whole number. I will, most of the time, actually a big chunk of the time, I will be getting a fraction. I'm going to stop this program for a quick second so it doesn't like fuck everything up. But what I have it doing, I'm actually going to run it again so you can rewatch it. What I have it doing is rounding to the nearest whole number. But the problem with that is it's fine if the equation itself wasn't changing every single time it moved. Since it can't reach the expected number, like the expected number with all the decimal points, in real space, or like real monitor space, it can't, the circle changes. Every single time it takes this equation and takes the distance between the 2 points, it changes itself. The equation changes how the circle is actually in size. And you can see that happening with, I guess I'll just call it the animation that's playing right now, as it quote unquote erratically moves, but it's actually moving with a slightly changed circle every single time. It technically follows the rules I have it set, which is if the Y value is positive, always move to the right. If the Y value is negative, always move to the left. The Y value change is based on where the blue circle is based on the yellow circle. If the blue circle is below the yellow circle, it needs to move right, which you can actually see it happening right now, or left, which you can actually see it happening right now. But the big issue is that every single time I am rewriting the entire equation, basically redrawing this circle, which is never going to be the same because the X position will always be different or slightly off because they are not fractions. So the circle is always wrong. The other issue is that I don't know if this is just the program freaking out, but it seems that the picture can never go above 0, 0 on the screen coordinate, which actually another helpful window to pull up here would be this one. This is giving all of the positions, which I'll make it bigger because I don't really need the paper anymore. This is giving all the positions and center positions of the original position is the position of the top left of the PNG. The original center position is the middle of that PNG. And the radius is the expected radius from the yellow object to the blue object's centers. You can see it's freaking out, and it's happening pretty quick. But, sorry. The issue is that, once again, I'm redrawing this circle every single time. It is recalculating how the circle actually works every single time, which in turn makes it an invalid circle, or an invalid circle for the once of this test. And I do know the fix for this. There's a very obvious, easy fix for this, but I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was really funny and kind of cool because I, from scratch, with like very little help, programmed this animating system. It does use pre-made drawing operations through something called GDI Plus, if you know what that is, which I don't know. But I just wanted to show you both of these cool programs because they're kind of a taste of what I'm working on. Oh shit. I thought they were kind of cool. I hope you actually enjoyed them because frankly, coding them has been kind of fun. I need to pull this out of here. Where the fuck is remove? But coding them has actually been fun, and that's why I'm doing this whole thing. I'm doing all this thing because I really enjoy coding, and I love making terrible projects that either barely work or work so well that I use them every day. Actually, I gotta pull that back up now. An example of one of these programs would actually be, yeah, here we go. The program that I currently use from my computer, which, let's pull this in. My right click, hold on, my mouse has side buttons. You can't really see that because yeah, you see that. This front side button here, I have bound to this custom menu that it can pull up, which I might need to make this a little bigger. It broke. Oh, there we go. This custom menu that you can pull up, and it pulls out a whole bunch of things. I currently don't have a hitbox for it, or a hitbox detection system for like highlighting stuff, but the hitbox is totally custom to me. The animation is totally custom to me, which is not really much of an animation. It's kind of just I build the window every single time I call the program or call a button. But it's extremely helpful. It has been extremely helpful for me. And all of it is straight up based on this single text file. Ignore how many notepads I have open because I never close them. But literally all of the functions are based on this one notepad, and you can quite literally customize anything you want. And you don't even need to close the program to change how it works. For example, we've got the menu size here. We've got it sized at 125. Let's say I really want it to be bigger, so I'm going to actually double the size. So I save this. Now, just so I can show you easier, if I right-click, go to Program, and I reevaluate the menu, now the next time I call it, boom, way bigger. The other issue that I have with this program is that I actually haven't coded any edge detection. There was a very brief stint of coding it, but I kind of quit. I kind of gave up on it because I felt like it was, well, not that I felt like it was something. I just kind of got bored of it. Not bored of it. I really shouldn't say that. I got too busy at the time. So I kind of stopped. I had to stop doing the whole thing. But honestly, this has been one of the actually, just for the sake of this, I'm going to keep this at 200. Uh, just for the sake of ease of access and stuff and easily calling stuff, this program is so helpful to me. I'm actually going to show you what the one other feature that I think is kind of nice for like I guess decor or personalization. Uh, at the bottom here, we actually have color coding. Right now, I have it as that nice RGB or that nice green to blue hue because it matches my background. In fact, that's quite literally the only reason I have it synced up that way because it matches my background nicely. But you can quite literally turn it into anything. So let's say I want search to be, I don't know, what's like the hex value of yellow? Because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. Hex value of yellow is FFFF00, which actually means it's 255, 255, 0. Which, I'll get into a different video. Hex values are like generally easy after you look at them for the first time. I might have a video breaking down that stuff, but now if I go to the program, reevaluate the menu, boom, now we have a yellow search. All of the, as you can notice, all of the things listed under that will also be the same color, which is just a nice color coding thing to see where the menu comes from. The menu also spawns off of the exact left top corner that lines up with that search bar. So, like, you can see, it actually looks really nice to me. Sometimes it glitches if you hover over stuff too fast, and I've noticed sometimes it'll accidentally duplicate the entire program again, but a lot of times it's really easy to get rid of that. Like right there, I barely clicked and that got rid of it. I'm going to reset this back to what it was because I like how it is right now, or how it is in the beginning. A lot of the stuff that I have for parsing it, you can actually see through the text file. Like the triple stars are things that the program doesn't read or just completely ignores that line. The triple squigglies, that is dedicated to size operations. The triple money signs are dedicated to coloring operations. There's probably better ways to do it, but frankly, what I'm trying to do, I want to do completely and entirely custom. That's kind of my goal, is to almost recreate the entirety of how things are coded, but from scratch, so I can really figure out how they work and what's going on. Sorry for this potentially really all over the place and non-edited, because I'm not going to even edit this one. Non-edited video where I kind of just show you what's going on. Big changes are happening. I'm trying to center myself here. Big changes are coming. I'm trying to get stuff down to do regular videos or like weekly videos going. If you could tell from this video, I'm going to try to make videos as like hypey, like hyperactive, kind of funny. Because I mean, this was kind of fun to record, to be honest. So, keeping it like this, almost like sharing, maybe you give me some feedback in the comments. Maybe if you actually know how stuff works, maybe you can point me to some directions to figure some stuff out. Most of the equations, like for this, I actually do like to solve myself. There's another program I have which is a helper for another program called AutoCAD. I actually solved on my own, which has to do with harder math than what's here. In fact, it had to do with finding... Okay, so you have two lines. That was on accident again. I don't know why it did it off of that move. Okay. You have two lines. You've got like one line here and one line here. So what that program actually does is okay, I don't know why it's zooming when it... Okay. Let me just fix that really quick. It's- of course, now it's freaking out. Like, it never used to work before, and now the second I go to record this, of course, it instantly starts bugging. Uh, okay, now that's off. Okay, so basically, you have a line, you have another line. Okay, yeah. You have a line, you have another line. What the program does is it calculates the point of intersection, which I'm doing a bad job intersecting these lines, calculates the point of intersection. Then from there, it finds a point below it that will fill in a circle, right, to connect the two lines based on the intersection point and the tangential points of the two circles to one, or two lines to one circle. And then it will cut off the bottom half of that circle and trim the lines so that they only meet the tangential points of the cut off circle, so that the two lines, instead of just meeting like this, they now actually meet as an arc. It's a derivative of the fillet command, or just filleting in general, except the only difference is that is not the main purpose of that command. The main purpose of that command is actually to draw more than one line at a time and have them automatically fillet to each other instantaneously. But that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this 30-minute video. Kind of did not mean to have it this long, and also sorry. Kind of did not mean to have it this long, but I really enjoyed making this video. And I kind of hope to make more videos soon. Hopefully have bigger projects to showcase. I have a couple buried under the old File Explorer with a bunch of tests that some of them are okay, some of them are like total waste. I can pull up one more that won't be too like isn't buried. What the? Oh, never mind. Yeah, sorry. You're not seeing what I just saw, but I think my graphics card is about to like kill itself or something. Wait, where did the build file go? It would help if I clicked on the correct folder, wouldn't it? This is the wrong folder. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm dumb. So here's the final project that I'm going to show you, which is actually the very first test of my very own animation system. And this is, that's it. That's all it does. It fills up a whole window, or it fills up a whole screen, and then it just draws that one little animation and plays it. The only thing is it also has a text animation, which is customly coded, which might not show up too big here, but you can just see the little, you know, and that's just showing you that it's actually working at 10 frames per second. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I think this is the third time I've said that now, but I just keep having more stuff I want to showcase. But thanks for sticking around. To recap, hoping to rebrand, hoping to get a better schedule, and I've got to do all this while trying to get into a new job and pretty much live my life. So thank you for sticking around, and hope to see you very soon.